Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I got a couple of things to show you guys. The first thing I should probably show you is that there is a spider, but we'll get to that in a second. So the big slime's like spastic jumping noise that when they got stuck for a second they would basically deafen you with the splat sound. That is now fixed. Also, the mobs that walk around, they have a better jumping algorithm, so they will be able to follow you better, even with the current dumb direct follow implementation. So let me just get an iron or diamond sword. I've balanced out all of the mob's HP, and so now they're a bit more balanced. Now let me just change the time to day. Oh no, it's not time for the spider yet. No. Not yet. Okay, well, now that that's done, I can show you this spider. So, this is another one of 22 Eyes models, and let me just fly so he's not constantly hitting me. You can see I finally got the head to track properly. I had to add in another function to the API basically to make it work properly, because I was getting some weird issues. If I rotated the model in Blender, it would be like 90 degrees facing up. So to prevent that, I added in a function variable, I guess you'd call it, an API variable, to rotate their direction for the head so that it's not 90 degrees sideways. You can see this model is very nice. It actually has 8 legs, and yeah, the head tracking works perfectly in it. Works great. So another implementation or another new feature is string, and the spiders drop string. They also make a very cool noise. And what do you use string for? Well, you actually use it to make fishing poles. Make them like that. And so this works a bit differently than in Minecraft and Mineclone. So it's like lure fishing instead of using bait. You also can't cast it anywhere onto land. The line instantly breaks. So let me just show you that real quick. And I use the line break sound for when you recollect it as a placeholder for now. And you can see that no matter how far the actual lure is away from you when you're fishing, you will always collect the fish. And so if you want some more health, this health is almost identical. I believe it actually is identical. And satiation to the raw pork chop. Oh no, the spider's back. So to cook it, you just simply plop it into a furnace and it'll cook into cooked fish, which is pretty cool. So let me check my notes in the background real quick. Always unprepared for these videos. I fixed the scaling of the can't even wave my mouse around, but the little number down there that indicates your XP level, that is now fixed, so that works in the latest build. I made the hand actually damage fleshy group, which is other players. Let's see. I'm going to actually jump back a bit, and I'm going to show you guys that the jumping works a lot better, because I was finding that there were actually areas where the mob would get stuck. So it's using a hybrid of raycast and get velocity, which is pretty nifty. So we'll let this guy chase me up here. You can see in normal terrain they actually follow you a lot better. It's kind of hilarious. So this will be great, actually, when the pathfinding is implemented. And either I'm going to do that later or I'm going to do that tomorrow. Because I needed to get that jumping issue out of the way first. Oop, this is perfect timing because it's the next thing. So, somebody had asked me, I'm not sure if it was on the forum or a YouTube video or in the IRC, whoever you are, thank you for this idea. Will snow melt if it's not snowing out anymore? And now it does. We're just going to have to let it snow out a bit here. And yep, it's going to snow, it's going to snow. I had the weather state as a global table for a reason, so that mods could actually utilize what weather state's happening in the game. And now that has come to fruition, because once we get enough snow and ice here, I can show you. And you can see that the snow and ice is actually extremely, I balanced it out for, it must have been like 4 hours of me balancing it out. So it does take a bit of time. Kind of the thing is, I wanted it to essentially happen while you're doing other stuff, so you won't even notice it happening. And unless you're paying attention to it, you don't see how slow it actually is. So I think that's enough. So let's just do weather 0. And you'll see that everything will slowly disappear. And catch-up is actually on. So if you head into an area that looks like it's full of ice and snow from far away, this ice will basically, and the snow will basically disappear out of your view. Pretty much instantly. You can see that graphical glitch I was talking about in an earlier video. Certain angles you can see the snow, or I mean the ice in the water, but certain angles you can't. And it looks like it's due to a Radian's error. Well, that's alright, because I don't know how to remotely fix that, so whoever even put that in the first place did a good job regardless. So we can just see that it's all melting away. It's pretty cool. So I did this because trying to fish after a snowstorm is extremely annoying. You can see I'm not updating the falling nodes above it because I wanted to make it as performant as possible. That snow will disappear anyways. And yeah. So here's a little sneak peek. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this today or tomorrow or whatever, but I found in 22i's folder there is actually a snowman, and so I left some notes in the readme.md on GitHub, which is basically the front page of the GitHub. If you scroll down, you can see the snowman notes, and what I wanted to do is make a snowman mob that spawns during snowstorms or it's snowing out. I'm not sure what I'm going to call these things. But yeah, if it's snowing out, then it will spawn. And if you put a pumpkin on its head, I'm going to make it so that it has the pumpkin texture. And it will basically become a friendly mob, and it will not despawn once the... or it won't start dying once the snowstorm is over. So we'll see how that happens. I also want to make it so that the snowman throws snowballs at players and whatever mob is in the area. So we'll see how that goes. So let's just go over here to some of these spiders. So these spiders are kind of quick. I think they're actually as fast as the creeper. They don't climb over stuff like in Minecraft yet, but I want to change that soon. Basically, I would have to bolt on. Let me change the 10 real quick. I would have to bolt on a function if their velocity stops, either their X or their Z, and if their direction is actually telling them to go in the direction that they're stopped at, then just try to climb up, basically. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I might have to, once pathfinding becomes actually in the game, I can't speak anymore. Let me kill this guy. So now I can actually think again. So let's see. So one situation here is like this. Okay, we have this wall. And now if we have pathfinding, then obviously the pathfinding will say, okay, you can't climb this, go around there. And I'm not sure actually if you can set a certain jump limit or a height limit to how high it can go. But if there is, I can completely negate what I'm about to say. So if I am stuck at a limitation where you can only go one up and one down, and it goes around, what I can do is put in a check to manually go over the wall, and yeah, that could make the spiders able to climb over stuff, which would be super cool. But if there is an ability to set a height limit for the pathfinding API, then I can completely negate that and just tell them you can go over any height. I'll have to limit it to like 50 or something stupid. So the pathfinding doesn't crash. So I'll give that a check, and yeah, I'll try to implement it. So anyways, guys, I think that's it. I'll check my notes. This is quite a long video. Balanced out mob HP, yep, prototype spider. I already showed these other things yesterday. So that's it for now, guys. We'll turn on the damage, or not creative mode, but the damage. And we'll try to kill this guy. Very tempted to make the spider a little bit faster. So I don't know. We'll see. Also, one more note I forgot to show. Now I have the update version on the main menu. And I had to do something weird. I had to put a dash here, or I had to put a dash at the end after this, otherwise this text wouldn't show up for some reason. So, that's cool. Anyways, guys, I think that's all I got for now. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.